Hey, welcome to Rangers Reactions. This is going to be my first Rangers fan reaction. I was inspired by Steve Dangle with his Leaf fan reactions, so I'm going to be doing my own on every Rangers game through the end of the season. Hopefully, I'm going to continue this going forward into the next couple seasons. Just giving my opinions on every Rangers game. This game, however, is Rangers versus the Flyers. First game after the All-Star break, and the Rangers get shut out by Anthony Stolarz and lose 1-0. So, how did that happen? So, just some general Rangers things have going on. Hayes is back in the lineup. Awesome. So glad to see Hayes back. And I thought he had a great game. He was driving play, making passes. They didn't score any goals, but he was setting guys up, looking on the power play, which is really good to see him back. Hopefully, these next few games, he can increase his trade value. And, I think he's going to go and hopefully move him to a contender and get a good package back. There have been a lot of arguments to whether they should keep him, but I think that he should go. He's going to cost a lot. I'm guessing up of $6 million. 6.5 I think is more realistic. That $6.5 $7 range for a center of his quality is going to cost. And I think what the Rangers are, it's going to be 2 or 3 years till they're competitive again. And it's 3 years. That's a big contract. I just don't see them re-signing him. I think it's better to get what the assets you can for him and keep building towards the future. People are saying he's a number one center. I don't really see him as number one center. I like Zibanejad more as a number one center. And then hopefully we can develop Elias Anderson or Philip Heel moves back to center and they can be the number two. I don't know. Hayes is a great number two center, but he doesn't fit in with his team right now. He's in his prime, and in 3 years down the line, is he going to still be in his prime? I think he'll still be a good player, but he's going to probably want 6 years. 6 years at 6.5, I think, is what he's probably going to shoot for. As a free agent, I don't know if the Rangers, it is in the best interest of him or the Rangers to play for that. So 7D, 11 forwards with Buchnevich out of the lineup as a healthy scratch. I disagree with that move. Buchnevich is a great player, really dynamic forward. I don't know what David Quinn is looking for him. I don't know what this guy has to do to get in the lineup. He's a great forward and should be playing on the top six, getting top 6 minutes. Put him on the wing, take Fast off of the Hedel-Strome line and put Buchnevich there, and I think it's a much better line. I love Fast, but he doesn't provide anything offensively. If you get Strome and Hedel, who've developed great chemistry together, and put Buchnevich, who can add that extra stuff, I think it's going to be a lot more explosive line. So getting into the game, first few minutes, Flyers are dominating. They're getting to the pucks, and like a minute and 40 seconds in, I think like 18:40, they get a good shot on net. Georgiev saves it, but they can't get the rebound. The Flyers bring it around the net, and they keep crashing, keep getting shots. The Flyers forward Lindblom finally gets the goal, backhanding it in. The Rangers looked slow coming out of the gate. They were slow, I think, having the All-Star break. They came out slow. And against a team that had played last night, they came out fast. That goal, you can see there's 4 Rangers standing by Georgiev. Georgiev? I don't know. I don't know how exactly to pronounce it. It's a weird name to pronounce. Sorry, Alexander Georgiev. Not that you're watching this, but anyways. They're just 4 Rangers there, and the Flyers pass it out, and Lindblom backhands it in, and they're just standing there not getting sticks, not defending, and that's what's going to happen. After that, the Rangers started to pick it up. We're getting shots. I thought Howden started off playing great. He was almost getting the rebounds. He was getting deflections, getting the right play, playing right. A guy who's been so cold and just so snake-bitten who can't get it, but I do like he does play well, and you saw him out there today, and he was playing great. Then he goes to get a hit, gets reverse hit, and apparently sprained his knee, which is just not another thing for this guy. This guy cannot catch a single break. But Kreider was using his speed. They were getting shots. They were dominating play. As they're being outshot the first 5 minutes, I think they finished the period with 13-12 the shots. The other thing I believe they got 1 power play in the period. They really couldn't get a whole lot going on the first power play. They're trying to make passes, and the Flyers kept breaking them off. They only had about 30 seconds of offensive zone time at the end of the power play. They got one all right chance from Shattenkirk, but it wasn't too high danger shot. And Stolarz, who's played great this game, which of course he did. Stolarz had a terrible year. All the Flyer goals except for Carter Hart has. And I saw the goals like, oh, Stolarz is not able to score. No. I was like, come on. Now he chooses this game. I think the guy's from New Jersey too, right outside the city. And, he just turns it on this game. And it's like, oh my God. You're kidding me with this. Why? Ends the first. Rangers led 13-12 in shots. Didn't score in the power play and are down 1-0 after one. Started the second period. Rangers start out strong. They're kicking up right where they left off first period and dominating play. Leads to Stahl eventually takes a penalty interference on Wayne Simmons. Rangers do a great job killing it off. They have a great PK. They don't allow a shot on goal. They even get a few shorthanded chances. So a really great job by the PK. And the defense, except for that first 5 minutes, have looked great so far this game. Usually my issue with the Rangers is the defense is just terrible. Really, really not good. Well, I think we can all agree on that. They played a great game today, except for just that first 5 minutes they kept that. I think, it would have been a game that went into overtime. After the penalties expired, the Rangers do get a break. A break on 3-on-2, and they bring one off the post. So a close call there for the Rangers, but doesn't go in. After that, the Rangers are pressuring, still getting shots, still controlling the play in the Flyers zone, and it leads to Zibanejad getting tripped, and we go back on the power play. Stolarz has an absolutely great penalty kill. Hayes gets two great chances to Kreider. One was a deflection and a rebound right on the top of the crease. Stolarz stops both of them and covers them up. Then again, Hayes feeds Kreider in the slot, and Stolarz slides over and just robs him with the glove, covers it up. Two grade A chances for Kreider, but both of them are stopped by Stolarz, who's having the game of his life out there. It's ridiculous. And that's how Philly kills off the power play. But Georgiev's equal to the task here. A few minutes later, Voracek comes in, and Georgiev makes a great pad save him. I couldn't tell if he made the save or it went off the post. It was hard to tell, but he did a great job getting over. And Georgiev looks great this game. He didn't have a ton of shots, but except for that first one, which was more the defense's fault, just not being able to clear pucks, not getting to rebounds. But I think Georgiev played well. I think he's done a good job as a young backup. It'll be interesting to see what happens next year with Igor Shitenchkin. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I'm just going to call him Igor because that's just easier. If he comes in, because he's supposed to be the next starting goalie for the Rangers once Hank goes, he's coming over from the KHL, and that's going to be a whole interesting discussion I'm sure a lot of people are going to talk about. I do play goalie, so I love watching goaltending battles. Nemesnikov comes in, the first period I thought he was very quiet, but like halfway through the game he had a few good chances and I thought has played well. He's a weird player, Nemesnikov. I don't know quite what to think of it. Sometimes he looks great, but he seems to need other people to set him up. He's not the one driving play. I think we saw that in Tampa, where he had great stats, but he was playing on a line with Stamkos and Kucherov. And if you don't put up stats with Stamkos and Kucherov, then you're just awful. I mean, I think I could get some assists with Stamkos and Kucherov. But yeah, so he's come here. He's a good player. I don't think he drives play and needs to be on a line with good players in order for him to succeed. But yeah, he gets a 2-on-1 with Kreider, passed over to Kreider, and Kreider brings it off the post. Kreider just couldn't catch a break. He was getting chances. It wasn't like he wasn't doing anything. He was getting the right areas, using his speed, getting chances, but just couldn't find the back of the net. And the Rangers, in the second period, they outshot the Flyers 12-3, but couldn't score. And they still go into the third period down 1-0. And going into the third period, start off the third period, Gorgie makes a risky glove save. He gets it off the glove, and it just bounces over on top of the net. Just doesn't go in. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe that didn't just hop in, but it stays out. And then he makes another glove save and catches this song from Gudas. He rifles a slap shot in, and he makes sure to catch that one. I was like, thank God he caught that. Then later, Shea gets railroaded by Folan, I think is his name, just hammers him. It's a clean hit, but everyone gets together and starts throwing punches. Boo Nieves, who That's one of the best names. I do like Bunieves a lot. I think he deserves a spot on the third or fourth line. He's a good player and has played well, and I really like him as a third or fourth line center for the Rangers going forward. I think he deserves a shot. He kind of got sent down and brought back up and has been injured, but I think he deserves a full-time spot on this roster with the way he's played. But he tries to go after Folin, and McLeod tries to hit Simmons, but the referee gets in the way, and after all of that, Nieves gets the only penalty for going after Folin, so the Rangers go back in the PK. But on the PK, Rangers bring on 4-on-2, which I was like, that's risky. If they turn it the other way, you've got a 3-on-0 against you. But then they pass the Stahl, and he has to shoot it. And I'm like, 4-on-2, a wrist shot by Mark Stahl is not the thing I want. It gets stopped by Stolarz, and I'm just like, maybe don't shoot that, Mark Stahl. Maybe pass that to someone else, because Mark Stahl is not the most offensively inclined defenseman. I think most Rangers fans can see that. But has played decently in defensive role, but I don't want Mark Stahl shooting the puck on a 4-on-2. I'd like someone with a little better shot shooting that. Or maybe passing it around. He was pretty far out, too. I was like, I'd get a bit closer, but I don't know. Either way, Rangers kill off the PK, and they do a good job doing it. Then puck's coming in. It's in the Flyer zone later, and Keel makes a great play, stick lifts the defenseman from behind, takes it, and fires it right off the post. Another so close miss for the Rangers. Would have tied the game up, and I was like, oh, I do love Filipino. I think he's a great player. It'd be interesting to see if he goes back to center, if they trade Hayes or they put him on the wing. They have a lot of young centers coming up. Howden plays center. Anderson plays heel. Heel plays center. Vitaly Kravtsov, who's in Russia right now, they drafted him as a winger, but he played center for the Russians at the World Juniors. So that's 4 young first-round picks that the Rangers have who all can play center. So it'll be interesting to see how I think Heedle's the one who might full-time switch to wing, because that way maybe he can use his speed a bit more, but he's also talented. Do you want that as a center? It'll be interesting. Then Georgiev's pulled for an extra attacker. They're driving, getting chances, but if they can't find the back of the net, and the Rangers lose 1-0, a shutout by Stolarz, and that's the way it goes. The Rangers could drop to 21-7. We also lost to a team that's below us in the standings, so if you're on the lose for Hughes train, which I don't think they're going to be anywhere near, because they're probably going to finish between 7 and 12, I think is where their pick's probably going to land, because once Henrik's playing, and I don't think this team's bad enough to be like, we're not Ottawa, we're not that bad, or LA, or Arizona's injured to hell, so I don't know how they're not there as well, but I just don't see us getting behind those teams. Though if Ottawa wins the draft lottery and Colorado gets the pick, that will be hilarious. And just such poetic justice. Oh, because Ottawa is such a tire file, and it's just one more thing, though. That'd make the Avalanche stacked. You can go McKinnon Hughes down the middle. It'd be crazy. Anyways, that's it for this video. Like and subscribe. I'm going to keep trying to do these after every game. Try to watch them live. If I can't, I'll just have to see the highlights and do it off of that. But thanks for watching this one, and I'll see you in the next one.